Now, a good vulnerability management program, there's a lot of different key components, and people, process, and technology is kind of a mantra that we've used in security operations for quite some time, and it's starting to take a little bit of hold within organizations. So we'll go through each one of those, but we'll focus probably on the process a little bit more than the other ones. So let's have a look at people. What kind of people do you need in your vulnerability management team? Okay, now some of these are pretty kind of, well, yeah, that's a bit obvious, but it's surprising how many teams actually lack some of these skills, or the key skills. Ability to liaise with technical staff. So being able to talk, or having people in the team that can actually talk to the technical issues as to why something is or isn't a problem. Fixing vulnerabilities in an organisation is often a little bit of a selling job. You need to go and explain the reasons why something needs to be fixed. Nobody likes to be told because, so it's always nice to come to people with an explanation. So the team needs to be able to liaise with management, because you need those windows in order to fix things. We come across organisations that haven't patched systems or haven't addressed vulnerabilities for maybe 3, 4, 5 years, and the main reason for that is, oh, the business won't let us. Okay, so whoever drives this program or is part of that team needs to have the ability to go to management and say, look, I understand that the business is important and it needs to have these systems up, but we need to find a way to address these vulnerabilities. So that's where the level of diplomacy comes into it, of course, because whoever's job this is going to be dancing on a pinhead, I guess, at some stage. So a level of diplomacy is kind of crucial. You need to have the technical, the components. You need to have an understanding of the environment. A vulnerability is not necessarily a vulnerability depending on where that actual issue is. I mean, if an issue is on an external-facing server, then it probably receives a little bit more priority than something that's hidden away, maybe air-gapped in some sort of internal network. So understanding the environment and how the vulnerabilities affect that environment is a key point. Understanding of the environment also to the point of actually knowing what's there. Okay? Again, we find a lot of the time that's a little bit of a challenge. We find organizations where we do a vulnerability scan or a penetration test, and we come back with a report and say, oh, there's 35 hosts on this subnet. And the client comes back and says, no, we only have 12 there. As well, no, scans would suggest that you have, well, more than that. And it turns out in this particular instance that there were machines there that were supposed to have been decommissioned about 2-3 years ago, but they were just still kind of left behind. And of course, unpatched, not updated, etc. The team needs to have listening skills, because there might be good reasons why that business is refusing to let you have the system for your updates and things like that. So, you need to be able to understand those as well. And of course, the team needs to have troubleshooting skills, because let's face it, as good as many patches and updates are, things are still going to go wrong. And in that case, you need to be able to troubleshoot them and troubleshoot them fast. Now, you don't necessarily need all of these skills in the same body, the same physical flesh, but you do need to have them in the team in order to get a good, robust program